Hello, and welcome to the show with Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, everything in between every Saturday, and interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox. I'm of course your host, that guy, James J, alongside the leader of Squad, Kaliko Yamas.
Man, it's been so long. I feel like I left and then everything went right with Sonata.
You're not exactly wrong about that. And the leader, and the American Scooter Dust, who is not with us tonight. Uh, it was a good week for Wrestling Wit, as we interviewed, El Guerrero Cuervo on, Tuesday. Incredible interview. If you love, Japanese pro wrestling, if you want to know what's going on in Hawaii right now in pro wrestling, that's a great interview. A lot of great stories, lots of great, everything. And then on Wednesday, obviously, we interviewed, Ray Rosas. Fantastic interview from a veteran that's been doing it a long time. Russell David Arquette, tag team partner of Peter Avalon, and so much more. This upcoming, Tuesday, we have, Noel Summit, from the Rocky Mountain, wrestling, um, area, and, yeah, Noel's new. She's a marionette at this point, in the asylum. We go over that wearing, wrestling in, cargo pants, going over the marionette gimmick, Bullet Grim, and a hell of a lot more. And then this Wednesday, we got the founder of Smash Wrestling, Sebastian Suave. We go over all things, Smash Wrestling in 2023, the relaunch, what's going on there, and obviously, things going on in his career as well, like wrestling in Corrigan Hall and being on PWI's top, 500 list 7 times. So listen to a bit of those interviews right now. That being said, what's a pet peeve about Rotterdam that you just don't understand?
I would probably say my pet peeve is Salem sometimes has trouble being on time. You know, when you're in the asylum and you have bodies to move and someone to stab, you got to stay on time. You can't be late. So that would probably be my biggest pet peeve about Salem. You think it would be the women in the group making us late, but no, it's him.
What does it tell you about you yourself as a pro wrestler that you were consistent enough to be on the list 5 times in a row, 7 times in total?
Yeah, well, first of all, like incredible research on your end. Kudos there. I didn't. I had an idea. I had a rough idea of how many times or consecutive years, but no, I couldn't even tell you the precise numbers. But no, that was very cool, and that was around the time just before I became a promoter, and I think it trickled into my probably the first year of being a promoter, and yeah, I mean, I think it was just it's a testament to getting out there. Um, the reality is, if you want to, I mean, it's a subjective list, and I'm not even saying this in a negative way, but if you want to get on that list or any list, or just in general to be have your praises sung by others, you can't just stay in one place. So it means that I think when I did get myself to Japan or Mexico, whether I did get myself out to Eastern Canada or found ways to cross the border in the U.S., I hopefully made the right impressions on the right people who saw my effort. And really, at the end of the day, I think again it's subjective, but to me, if you whether it's PWI or any other list, if people are gonna sing your praises, it really comes down to many things, but it really comes down to two things. It's what kind of platforms you get on and what kind of opponents you face. So if people feel that you've got onto respectable brands and promotions, and that you face some premium talent and you've held your own, then it's I think that gets reflected in how people speak of you or rank you or whatever like that. And I think it was very humbling. I think a lot of wrestlers have said this with PWI's list. People don't live and die by it, but at the end of the day, we were all younger and we all looked at those lists, and we bought subscriptions to those magazines. So it's kind of cool when you get older to see that you've made the list yourself. And yeah, even if you take it with a grain of salt, it's still cool.
And then I believe on the 23rd, we got Damian Corbin on the show. Alright, now that we're done putting ourselves over, it's a great day for wrestling because we are wrestling with the news. And a big news thing this week was, so there was a fan interaction meeting, much like a WrestleCon, and Jungle Boy was one of the participants. Um, and it was accounted by more than a few people that he was definitely not happy to be there, not polite with the fans, not racist with the fans, and all around miserable. Um, what are your and it's worth mentioning that this was in the UK. Kaliko, what are your thoughts on Jungle Boy not being fan friendly?
It we just see the result, right? Like we don't see the context of what could have got him in that mood, right? Like I I I, I can only put it in my perspective. I remember one time I met uh Ambrose when he Moxie when he was Ambrose, and for the most part he just felt like he was kind of going through the ropes. And the only reason I know that I felt that way because I met him earlier and I got like more energy out of him the first time I met him. So to me, you know, maybe he woke up on the wrong side of the bed, something happened last minute, kind of ruined his mood, that type of deal. With all that being said, I mean, it's still incumbent upon him to kind of, be stoic about it and kind of do what you need to do uh, for the fans, right? But I just kind of juxtapose that with someone like MJF, who's out there just throwing people shit around, and people think it's cool, but Jungle Boy Jack has a bad day, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, right?
Right, but I mean, MJF has never claimed to be a face. Jungle Boy
True.
is a face, and he's currently going for the world championship in a couple of weeks. And they were in the country where they sold 60 plus thousand tickets that they're going to be in just a couple of months. And you don't want to alienate yourself from the people that are supporting you, that are fans of yours. If you don't, a good fan interaction could make you somebody's fan for life, or it could put you off from that. Um, just speaking from personal experience, I didn't meet Jungle Boy, but I did meet Anna J this up last April, and he was like 6 feet from us, and he did not seem like he cared that he was there. So whether it's a trend or an occurrence has yet to be said, but it definitely it's not how you want to present yourself to fans when you're not completely over. No, Kaliko?
Well, depends on what his angle is. I mean, yeah, I give you that because, you can't really. Right. Yeah, I get that part. Well, the person, person that you're meeting, you gotta treat them as it's your first time, because that could be the difference between them being, your fan for life or not. So I understand that aspect. I am just more in the form of, give him grace because something may have happened, but I don't know him that way, and that's the thing. This is like, and I can see if this has like been a trend, but has it really ever been a trend with him in that manner, or is just the first time where they're pushing him as that guy, or that well, not you, but that guy, right?
Right. I mean, either way, if you're Tony Khan, you're not. Shouldn't you be a little
Oh,
bit
Tony
like,
Tony Khan's not happy. He's not happy because he's the dude that he doesn't care. He just cares about making people feel good. So I do agree with that part.
oh, yeah. So, Baron Corbin wants to bring back the lone wolf gimmick. Could anything save his career at this point?
To me, his success is not dictated in whether he's over or not. It's more in the sense that he feels like he's character driven, I believe. To me, because that guy, Lone Wolf, was like where he didn't have to talk as much. And to me, I think going through the Corbin's phases, the King Corbin's, the Happy Corbin's, it showed him depth of character, and he can get heat. And that's the problem. If he's coming back, is it face where people thought he was kind of cool, Lone Wolf, or fuck off, or they didn't like his ass, Lone Wolf?
Anything he's getting right now is just go home, dude. Honestly, why are you here? Go home, Baron Corbin.
I mean, true. I mean, that could be the case.
Um, yeah. Personally, don't think anything is going to happen with that guy. I think it's just he is where he is, and if he stays where he is, that's fine. But if he gets fired, would anybody even notice at this point?
If he ends up at AEW, they would care. They would notice.
But would it be for the right reasons or the wrong reasons?
It, yes, that would be the answer.
Well, right reason, wrong reason. We'll be talking about the Puerto Rico show Backlash a little bit later. It did go over very well. People loved it. But unfortunately, it sounds like WWE will not be coming back anytime soon. Um, because it was Puerto Rico that actually paid WWE to come do the show, get the people there. And obviously they succeeded in that. But WWE, it's believed that WWE will not come back, yearly or regularly, because they're not getting paid to come. Considering how hot that crowd was, if you're WWE, wouldn't you wanna maybe put Puerto Rico on the agenda for pay-per-views or at least a Raw or SmackDown?
I will give them one reason that they wouldn't do it. Because Bad Bunny's not going to wrestle every time they go to Puerto Rico.
Not very true. I think they could get
And
Selena
that
Vega or Damian Priest no matter what.
that was 90. That and Zelina Vega. Bad Bunny was 90% of the reason they popped up. Zelina was the 5. Damien was 5.
And he was in the
Because there was
match
no
with Bad
Roman.
Bunny.
There was no Roman, remember. There was a Seth. There was a Brock. There was a Cody. But everybody went there to see Bad Bunny. It was basically being able to go to a Bad Bunny concert for half the price. No, I'm dead ass. And you don't think they're not going to take that?
Oh
But
yeah.
to me, that was, I mean, but that crowd, man, you would have thought Jesus came in and walked on water at the same time.
Well, there is, talk of other countries maybe getting a pushover for PLE, like Ireland or Australia. Um, they did do one in Australia a couple of years ago. I'm assuming that went well, but are they just banking? Are they just still high on Puerto Rico, or is there reason for why they're doing this? They're looking at those countries.
Honestly, I thought that this was going to happen this year anyway. Because keep in mind, the pandemic is here, but it's not here, right? So people are WWE is exploring the the avenues of having other audiences for these PLEs, and honestly, I'm here for that because to me, it shows Americans how crowds actually interact. Because to us, I think we're kind of spoiled to a certain point,
Oh yeah.
and when you see a Bad Bunny getting that reaction, and it made me damn near want to fly there like that right when it happened. Even though I knew the match would be over by the time I got there. But it made you feel like you were missing something. And I think that's what's missing with wrestling with the crowds here because we kind of we're kind of spoiled in a sense. Even LA, it felt certain matches, yes, but for the most part, we felt spoiled.
Yeah.
And you look at Puerto Rico, who hadn't had it in 18 years. Granted, Bad Bunny was a big part of it, but you would have that it. They were just there. It was just like, fuck yeah, we're happy to be here.
And you're not wrong about that. Um, what was the other city? They did the show in Puerto Rico. They did the show in part of Wales. Um,
Oh, Clash at the Castle, yeah.
yeah, and they did the show in Quebec with Sami Zayn. All places that are not America. That went really, really well. Like that. I mean, that show in Canada. That was like a Chicago crowd. So, are you just going for that pop? Because and I feel like they're going to get it at this point. Because what happened on Raw in Jacksonville, that wasn't it. That was more reason just to fly back to Puerto Rico.
True. But to me, the story of but those are outliers though. Everything. The one thing I give Triple H credit for is that motherfucker. He he plans people's biggest moments right when they're going to their city,
Right.
and that's very and that's some of it, and that's very well executed because think about it. Sami Zayn would have never got a title shot in a million years, but
Right.
he got the one shot in his backyard to see his family and friends wrestle, right?
Right.
And after looking at Selena, sometimes that win and loss don't even mean nothing to them. But the fact that they do that, it gets the people more invested. People, because how can I put it? It's like if a football player or basketball player from your city happens to play for the team in your town. It draws people in that otherwise wouldn't even be there, and that's not even from a oh, I like wrestling standpoint. It's from a I want to see that guy succeed standpoint, and oh my god, I can't believe he's here having this opportunity standpoint. Which that element is very powerful. The emotional element.
Right. Um. Right. Um. If Mark Jimrak comes back to for wrestling in the woods, does anybody care?
No.
Okay. If Nigel McGuinness comes back at Wembley Stadium, would that be a draw?
Depends on context.
For the all inso at Wembley?
The question is, what's making him come back? And is he coming back as a wrestler or as an announcer?
The SOAS at Wembley is making him consider coming out of retirement to do one more match.
I, it would mean it probably mean more to the people who know him in that area. Which, yeah, if it can get that emotional human element, then hell yeah, why not?
And I mean, it's not like, it's like Mark Jimrat. Who remembers that guy? Like, there's not a lot of emotions that go into that guy. Nigel McGuinness. If you didn't know him from Ring of Honor, you knew him from commentary on NXT. They did that fantastic documentary on him as well in WWE. So yeah, people would have an emotional connection, I would say, with this guy, especially in the UK where he's from, where they would be even more invested in him having one more match.
Yeah, they would. I'm not saying that they wouldn't. I'm just I think that crowd. I mean, the fact that it's 60,000. It's almost like that first time. Well, shit, the first time that they're coming to San Diego, and you're like, what the fuck? And it's like, shit, we got to get these tickets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or and that's basically part of it is that. Part of it is the fact that they are doing it for the first time in Wembley. They don't even have to have. Magic McGuinness is the cherry on top. He's not
The appeal
the
comes down.
defining ingredient, right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it would just be a cool little moment.
It
But
would.
that being said, like, who would wrestle him? I don't necessarily remember the context of his injury. I feel like a Sabata would be able to protect him in the ring.
Who, Wheeler Yuta?
No, Sabata.
I mean, maybe. There's got to be somebody who's safe and who could work with him. Maybe they could pull the Miz out of his ass, because Miz will protect everybody.
Get Snoop Dogg out there as well.
Yeah, get Snoop Dogg out there as well.
No.
Who knows his role?
Um, we're going from WrestleMania 39 to WrestleMania 43. Tudor mentioned this last week on the show that Tennessee was interested in uh, having a WrestleMania. And it's all but confirmed that they are building a new arena in Tennessee, and in well, WrestleMania 43 will be at that new brand new arena. Um, I know you're pretty big on wrestling in Tennessee, so this is a big moment, right? considering there's never been a
WrestleMania in Tennessee. So yeah, this is a huge get for Tennessee. Just the state itself, because that city has a very rich wrestling history, or the state has a very rich wrestling history, I believe. And this, to me, is their biggest get. You can bet your black ass I will be there showing my ass. Um, I couldn't have been more happier. Hopefully, I mean, it's going to be indoors, so that's a good thing. Um, yeah, I feel happy for that. I'm proud of the state. I cannot wait, and it will be indoors. Ain't no way they're building that bitch to be outdoors in Tennessee in April. Fuck that.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's huge. Couldn't have been more. Couldn't be prouder. Uh,
You still there? Am I still there?
all right.
After some technical difficulties. But yeah, it's gonna be in Tennessee and at WrestleMania 43. So in 3 years, well, technically 4 years. Um, so yeah, this is a big gift for Tennessee for sure.
It was, but I think because SummerSlam was there, with SummerSlam being there, it showed how big it was. The fact that they could do it, and Nashville is one of those cities where everything is walkable.
That's
So
right. Depending on where the arena is going to be.
cookies. Yeah. So everybody's gonna be downtown by the river
Mhm.
trying to get a boat. So just stand by.
You think that's the new like setup? See, explore different states like with a SummerSlam. Like it's going to be in Detroit this year, and see, can we? Is the market open enough to do, you know, another a WrestleMania?
Well, the thing with Detroit is it's weird because Detroit's had a WrestleMania.
It's had two WrestleManias, but yeah,
Right. So that one, it kind of
but
that one's a little bit different, but
it was a long time ago, and I mean Detroit has had like 10 recessions since then, so who knows?
true. That is that. Yeah, that's hella true. Uh, I think Detroit's gonna do great for wrestling, and it's a pretty big event arena that they're doing. I think they're doing Ford Field, so
Yeah.
it's doable.
All right. I think that will conclude the news for now. And now a quick word from our sponsors. So,
Rogue Energy, the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, whether it be juices, shakes, smoothies, and everything else in between. Their low calorie, no sugar energy formula is the perfect alternative to sugar filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Their extreme formula provides the most energy, focus, and sports performance possible. Their hydration line offers focus, ingredients without the added caffeine. Drink it anytime you're thirsty. And their shake formula is so delicious. Who doesn't love a cookies and cream, 0 calorie energy milkshake? First and foremost, they've designed every Rogue product line with performance and effectiveness in mind. It is critical that you look at the nutrition panels of drinks when comparing options. There are countless off brands out there that are presenting low quality, poorly dosed formulas that amount to expensive caffeine water. Every formula they produce is designed with optimal levels of high quality ingredients. Additionally, you won't find a powdered gaming drink brand that dissolves better. No need to have chalky textures in your drink. Their taste profiles are unmatched, specifically designed for gamers, athletes, students, entrepreneurs, people with hectic schedules, individuals with low energy, podcasters who can't shut up, people who are health conscious, and so much more. Great as both a pre-workout and as a coffee energy drink replacement. Specifically designed every Rogue product line to be the best gaming drink on the planet. Rogue Energy, more focus, more wins.
Use promo code WrestlingWithE for 10% off your next purchase. And we are wrestling with New Japan's Best of the Super Junior. What year is this? 27?
Yeah,
Best, yeah, 27 or 30 or something like that. It's already underway. Yesterday was the first matches. But we're just going to preview who's actually in the tournament, talk some of the names, and see if there's actually a winner in there. Spoiler alert, it's probably Hiromu. Alright, let's go over
yeah,
A block. Kashida. It's been a while, hasn't it?
been a hell of a while.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see what he does. I would think he would be kind of in that role where, what the hell was his name? Man, so many people come back and then they kind of fizzle out. Oh, I totally forgot his goddamn name. And he just left New Japan right now.
Jay White?
Um, huh?
Jay White?
Not Jay White. Ibushi. Kota Ibushi.
Oh, yeah.
So to me, he's in that sense like the returning cat. I think he could make a run to be the eventual loser.
Well, let's talk about the
Yeah.
ring names. Ryosuke Taguchi, Leo Russ, Doki, Hiromu Takahashi, Titan, TJ Porkins, Taiji Ishimori, Sho, and Mike Daly. Any names stand out to you, Felico?
Uh, Hiromu and Show.
I mean, if you asked me like 2 years, I'd say Sho. But Sho has been no showing as of late, just in performance.
So has Sonata, but sometimes shit pops out the blue, right?
I feel like unless he breaks away from House of Torture, he's just relegated to that lower mid card. I don't even want to see a faction, just a match. Um, and he hasn't really done anything in the last couple of years since joining House of Torture, so I can't really think anything good about So. I'd say that Taguchi has a better run in him in A block than So does at this point.
But I think with the best of the Super Juniors, it's one of those things where it's like it can get the ball rolling for a guy like Show.
True. Um, I mentioned his name, Taguchi. Not there to win. Honestly, the last couple of years he's just been showing his ass, and it just makes no sense. So nothing really there. Leo Rush, he had a pretty good match with Hiromu a couple months ago for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. I don't see him winning, but I see him maybe doing something.
Well, the lightweight Juice Robinson as a face.
Leo Rush?
Yes.
Wow. I think Juice Robinson is a little bit more likable than Leo Rush, in my opinion.
No
Um,
arguments here.
Dookie.
Will be Dookie in
Hello?
this tournament.
Hiromu Takahashi has won the tournament the last 3 years.
They should just name the goddamn tournament after him at this point. Like the G1 should just be the Okada Classic. It is just fuck it. Just
Um,
because if there's two things that's for sure, Okada is either gonna make the finals or win the G1, or Hiromu's gonna fucking murder the Junior Superweight.
well, I could also make the argument: has there been a junior award-winning the best of the Super Juniors in the last 3 years?
And that's the issue. That's the dilemma because they're all moving up. El Phantasmo never open. Finley never open.
Right.
So
And
it's just he's basically the foundation for the goddamn thing. Granted, people can run with it, but a show. That's why show gotta. He needs to come on, man.
hmm, what about his Lij brethren, Titan?
Nah, nah,
I feel
nah.
like
Unless Titan beats Hiromu, but it's weird because Lij it's slowly dwindling.
yeah, I feel like
So
if uh Naito brings in a new member of Lij, it's a big deal. If New Japan brings in a member of Lij, it doesn't mean anything. And he hasn't been there the last couple of months. He's not with them every show. So him being a part of Lij just kind of seems empty. You know what I mean?
it is like when Sonata came, it was a deal. When Hiromu was there, it's a big deal. I feel like Lij is just Hiromu and Naito now.
I mean, at this point, yeah, it does feel that way,
But
doesn't it?
even when they had everybody, it felt like that.
Well, no, I mean, Evil and Sonata had a pretty good grasp on the tag team division.
And yeah, him and who was the other guy?
Shingo.
No, not. I mean, yeah, yeah, Shingo. Yeah, Shingo. Damn, that's bad when you know Shingo and he was a goddamn champion and you like, goddamn, like right? And I'm like, he was the champion at one point.
Yes, he was. And he was KOP champion like a couple weeks ago as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they doing with him. Then again, that's where it's like they kind of know he's the leader, but
Kalika, you're
it
kind
is what
of,
it is, though.
you sound really far away.
There we go. Finally, Jesus,
I
told
don't
you,
believe
man.
Jesus is in
Why?
the tournament. Yeah.
Jesus might as well be in this damn phone line. God damn. Right? Like, what the fuck?
Um, yeah, but I mean, it's not like a new trend that you've had a friendship with Gypsy Meats from the very beginning. And with that, he has left again. I feel like I played the Jeopardy song.
What did I tell you?
Alright, TJP. I feel like he's gonna have some good matches, but he's not there to win.
There to show up, not there to show up and show out, but not do a goddamn thing.
Taichi Ishimori. Um, I mean, he's done well in this tournament before, never really won. But honestly, I don't see him really doing anything significant. He hasn't. been doing anything interesting for quite some time. So,
Who has though? Like that's the question. Who has?
I mean, Casino just won the Junior Tag Team Championships. Dookie is coming off a match with Naito. Um, yeah, that's that's what's happened in the last month at least.
Yeah, and we are like, you know, it, but I think it's their not their fault per se because things have been happening where they have people move up, but then you have people who have intentions of doing it, but then they end up wasting the talent, and then they have to move up.
Right,
You see what I'm saying? So like when goddamn son bitch and El Phantasmo was there, and he didn't really get a good run as much as he should have, and
now he's getting a good one in the
never
Undisputed
open,
division.
right? Which is like, okay, cool, but you by helping never open, you're killing, you're really killing your light junior light heavyweight, which means Hiromu, who eventually is done so much of the division that it really makes no sense for him to stay, has to stay by default.
Right.
And that's the problem.
The last one,
And that
yeah,
and that's where we have that issue.
and the last one on the list, Mike Bailey. I think he's gonna have a couple of really banger matches. Not gonna win, but it could be a nice little thing to maybe for New Japan to call him back because the guy is, just unbelievable athlete. So, we shall see.
Yeah,
But
we'll see. I mean, it's you just hope that you know hope that they build more stars in the division
right,
because that's what they need. They need that bad, like hella bad.
that brings us to B block. We got El Desperado, Yo, Master Wada, Kevin Knight, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Bushi, Robbie Eagles, Francisco Akira, Dan Maloney, and Clark Hunt. Right off the bat, whose name sticks out?
Yo, Yo and Bushi
As people to whip, or
to get far.
mm,
Ain't no damn way. Um, ain't no way. What's his face is losing. Hiromu is not losing,
what is his B block? So he has to go up against one of these guys in the finals.
which is my point.
Mm.
So it might be, yep. If Bushi makes it, that would be interesting. Wouldn't you think?
Not really, no. My eyes were on Desperado and Wado. Wado has really, come into his own in the last couple of months. And, you know, not having a good show, even winning his block, might actually make the people believe in this guy a little bit more. And because he is getting over with the fans. And obviously, Desperado is Desperado at this point.
Oh yeah, Desperado's Desperado. He's always Desperado.
Yeah. And I mean, if anybody could take that torch from Hiromu, it's Desperado. Of, name uh, Junior. Um, what about Kevin Knight?
It'd be a good showcase. It'd be a good showcase for him. To win it, no. To make some noise, yeah. Be like, be on the lookout for me next year. Hell yeah.
Nobu, Uncle Nobu's always making waves. He's not gonna win, but you're definitely gonna not see his matches because he's going to have a couple upsets. He's kind of like the Yano of the junior division, no?
Yes. But Yano always be closer to winning than losing. I'll tell you that for damn sure. So
Like,
don't be surprised if he's in position. That is.
what about Robbie Eagles?
Robbie Eagles. Mm, I don't see it.
Honestly, I've never really seen it with this guy.
Cause only one gaijin is gonna show out. So who the fuck is it gonna be,
Well,
right?
I mean,
And
it's a
that's what we
good,
ask. Who gonna be the motherfucker this show?
it's a good point.
Who is gonna be the show out?
Well, you have
Because
to give,
at this point,
yeah.
there's more. There's more gaijins. In my mind, there's more gaijins than none in this tournament.
Alright, well, let's see. One, two,
Or
three,
it's a big gaijin representation.
five, six, seven, eight, nine. Nine. There's nine versions. Um, out of 20 names.
That's damn near half the field. So only one's gonna pop off.
Just one
As much
exactly.
as I love New Japan, you know damn well that's gonna be the case.
Oh yeah.
Like, hey, y'all ain't winning this bitch. One of y'all can show out, but ain't none of y'all winning this bitch.
Right.
So who will it be? Will it be TJP? Will it be Leo Rush? Will it be um
What about Clark
Robbie
Harris? I
Eagles?
mean, he just started. He just became Bullet Club, and in order for people to take him seriously, they have to kind of give him a reason to take him seriously.
Oh, you mean like how Sonata got taken seriously by beating Okada after making a new group?
Right.
Well, I will say this: New Japan does that better than anybody. I will say that.
That's true. I mean, a win against Desperado would make sense, especially if Desperado wins the tournament.
Yes,
But
and they're good at that, so they could probably do that and make it a callback. So I have no quarrels.
and what about Dan Maloney? I already like this guy because his name rhymes with baloney.
Which in this tournament, that's by his worth.
Oh, wow. Okay. So what? A slice of
I
baloney?
mean,
Is it a
it's
package
the
of baloney or is it like one slice of baloney?
no, it's gonna be like the burnt bologna with the dome on top. When you have to you just smush that bitch when it domes up and it got the black ring around it. Yeah, that one.
Gotcha. I mean, that could be expensive.
It could be.
Huh. There's some expensive balonies out there, I'd say. Right.
It is.
Who wins a block? Kushida, Taguchi, Leo Russ, Duki, Hiromu, Titan, TJP, Ishii.
Hiromu,
Yeah.
Hiromu, come on, man, Hiromu.
And who wins B block?
Inter- I want to say yo for shock's sake. I don't think it's gonna be yo,
I'm gonna go with
but I.
Desperado. And then the finals, Desperado for Romu. Desperado wins. Um,
So you think Desperado wins the Super Juniors over Hiromu?
well, I mean, Hiromu won the last 3 years, and one of those wins was against Desperado in the finals. If you seem to remember the match where in Budokan where he ripped his mask off.
Right.
So I mean, it's a callback to that, and you get and Desperado kind of gets his revenge because, as we all know, New Japan's always about the long game.
They are, and they're all about the callbacks.
Right. So yeah.
So I give you that benefit of the doubt, sir.
Oh, I think that'll conclude our coverage of the New Japan Best of the Super Juniors. Um, and we are wrestling with WWE Backlash. It took place last week. Um, in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Uh,
San Juan, motherfucker, get it right.
fuck, fuck Scooter, because I know he's not listening. It took place on May 6th, 2023, at the Coliseo de Puerto Rico Jose Miguel Alcalá Arena. Um, and there was 17,944 fans, which is pretty impressive for WWE at this point. Considering that the Staples Center kind of holds that many.
Pretty
Um,
much.
yeah. Honestly, I love this show. It was a great, um, it was a great WWE PLE. There've been a lot. The last couple of PLEs have been a little bit more predictable than others. But this kind of went right back to, that 2022 PLE quality show. No, Felico.
It did. It did. It surely did. It was a great. Uh, to me, it felt like every bit of 40,000.
Just from the how loud they were, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean it was like a Chicago crowd. It was that rowdy and that loud, and they were invested. They were definitely invested in the people that they wanted.
I mean, it was the best show that they had in first show in 18 years. So yeah,
Yeah. Okay, let's get into it. Bianca Belair defeated Io Sky, and on that card there
EO.
was Dakota Kai, and a barely here and a barely there, and a Dakota Kai anywhere. It was for the Raw Women's Championship. It lasted 18 minutes. Personally, I wasn't going into this match. I was not invested. It was predictable. I didn't really care. But just the way that crowd responded to Io was wow, and it was so the amount of love actually got me invested in this match, and it was a banger of a match. Kalika?
Oh yeah, but EO's. I think it's because she has the Latin connection. She did wrestle at Lucha Underground, so I mean,
Did she?
may not know if that went to. Yeah, she wrestled at Lucha,
I did not know that.
and so she kind of has a Latin connection ish. So I mean, wouldn't put it past her. Bailey's pants were the MVP though.
Um, how many stars do you give this one?
Three because it was no four because of the crowd. I'm gonna let you know right now. Every match is gonna be overinflated because the crowd gave each match like a bonus. It because they were just in it,
Right. You know, everything that EO has done in
and you could tell that they were in it.
every match that damage, uh, seeing EO this last couple months in Damage Control, it kind of makes you forget all of the great shit she's done in NXT and what, that she can produce bangers. And this was just an abrupt reminder. Um, you know what? I'll give it 5 stars because I thought it was a great match. All right. That brings us to Seth Rollins versus Almost. It lasted 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Your thoughts, Kalika?
Yeah,
Kalika?
squash.
I
That was a squash.
mean, it was a good match. For
Yeah,
as much as all the capabilities of Omos, I dare say it was the best match of the night. Uh, how many stars do you give this? And you can't go any lower than 10.
three. Give it three.
You can't go lower than 10 stars for an Omos match now. There you go, 30 stars. I'll give it, I'll give it, fuck it, I'll give it 50 stars. Alright, Austin Theory defeated Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed. Triple threat match for the United States Championship. He retained in 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Honestly, not as good as it could have been. It was probably one of the more colder matches of the night. Your thoughts, Felica?
Yeah, but the right guy won. But the question is, are they gonna stick with Fury in the long term? Because him beating Cena didn't really do nothing for him, or didn't do what they thought it would do.
Right. It seems like they're still going with him in the long term. Um, right now, as of right now, at least. I give this match 3 stars. Kaliko?
3 star.
Rhea Ripley defeated Selena Vega to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship in 7 minutes and 10 seconds. Um, honestly, not Rhea Ripley's best outing. I feel like every time she's put in this situation, she kind of exposes herself. This match could have been a hell of a lot better. It could have shown off Selena Vega so well and in front of obviously a hot crowd that wanted her. And Rhea just did not do a good job of doing that. She didn't bump for her. She didn't sell her off. She didn't guide her through the match. Even though Selena is the is more experienced than her, and it just shows Rhea's lack of experience rather than anything on Zelina. Because again, it could have been so much more. It could have been so much better than it was. The crowd was still happy with it. They were still hot for it, but it could have been more. What's your thoughts, Kaliko?
I mean, yeah, if that was her first match and like in front of her family, it should have been more than 7 minutes.
Right.
But I got the point of why it was 7 minutes because a person that tank should not even be lasting more than 7 minutes against someone that big. So yeah,
How many stars you give this one?
since it's in fan one, three. Anywhere else, that's a two.
Even a one possibly. But yeah, three. Bad Bunny defeated Damian Priest in a San Juan street fight in 25 minutes. And my God, it should have not have been as good as it was, considering who Bad Bunny is. Obviously just a singer. And my hat is off to Damian Priest because that guy led this match. He made Bad Bunny look good in a way that made sense, and all credit to him for leading this match, getting Bad Bunny through it, making himself look okay, himself look good, Bad Bunny look good, all the chaos with Carlito, which was great to see him again in Savio Vega. But yeah, this was very impressive and enjoyable. What say you, Kalika?
One more shout out to Brian Kendrick, who trained Bad Bunny.
Oh yeah,
Didn't know that.
yeah.
But this match should have ended. This match should have ended the pay per view. And this is how I know that it should have ended because my wife watched this match
Wow.
and was like, holy shit, Bad Bunny can wrestle. So if she was like, holy shit, Bad Bunny can wrestle, it was a great fucking match.
Well, we could get into how the card was structured, but how many stars you give this one?
38. And it should have freaking closed the show. Because I felt like even though they had matches after this, the emotional high was that match.
Right.
Like that match should have ended the show. And the way that it ended, it should have ended the show.
I'll give it 5 stars. Eat your heart out, Nelson.
This
Um,
might be the match of the year though too.
I wouldn't go that far. Um,
I would, considering it was a street fight rules. You think about the atmosphere. You think about there was no big implications, but it felt like Jesus was walking in the building. Like I said,
the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso defeated Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn in 22 minutes. Um, the crowd after this Bad Bunny match, the crowd was a little spent. And it
little is an understatement.
Yeah, and it reflected in this match. Maybe a little too long of a match. It did tell a great story between Solo Sikoa and the Usos, which I found interesting. But like I said, too long. Um, Maybe the wrong place on the card as well. Kaliko?
Yeah, although because that match had some gems in it with Jay and Solo getting at it. and you could just tell it was like I'm Big Brother.
Right.
So it's that now it's that point where it's like the baby bro is in a higher position than the big bros in the bloodline, and it's going to cause a ripple,
Right.
especially with Jay, because Jay was the first disciple.
Right.
Et tu Brutus.
I give this 3 stars. What say you?
3.
And then Cody Rhodes defeated Brock Lesnar in 9 minutes and 40 seconds to close out the night. Good match. The crowd was still pretty much they gave them some love, but it wasn't as much as it could have been if they were later in the night. And yeah, but I thought it was a decent match for what it was, considering it only went less than 10 minutes. Kaliko?
I don't know what the hell is with this Wi-Fi. All right.
Cody and Brock, your thoughts?
I got what they were trying to do. It's just that the previous 2 matches. I think if there was an Achilles heel, it was the match placement of each what of each card. This one was good. It just wasn't Bomb Diggity.
Right.
And considering Bad Bunny was Bomb Diggity, yeah, no.
I give it 3 stars. What say you?
3 stars, but I think this one should have. It, it should have been longer for what it was.
Right. All right. Thumbs up.
Overall, thumbs up
Yeah. I make me.
because
I might make.
this was
Okay. Continue.
bananas.
I might make the argument that this might be PLE of the year, considering how good it was. So yeah.
Considering the crowd, yes, it was definitely up there.
All right. That will conclude our coverage of Backlash and this episode as a whole. If you thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment both on YouTube and Castbox. Plus, this is sponsored by Rogue Energy and Carolina Coffee. Join us this Tuesday as we interview the Marionette Noel Summit. Join us this Wednesday as we interview the founder of Smash Wrestling, Sebastian Suave. And follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on Twitter and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Um, you can follow me personally at JamesG993. Where can we find Felico? Oh, it seems like we lost Felico again. Felico?
Oh, hello.
Yes.
Finally, Jesus.
Where can we find
This,
you on? Where can we find Felico on social media?
you might not be able to find me based on this reception in this state. I
And of course, join myself and Scooter Dust on the remix on the 27th for Night of Champions. On the remix, the only live alternative commentary for WWE PLEs. Um, for Kaliko Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
hold up. Hold up.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.